You can walk into any gun shop today and see racks lined with brand new rifles that shine under the lights and come with $1,000 price tags. They promise performance, precision, and pedigree. But half the time, they're just modern clones of battle-tested legends that already did it better and cheaper. Surplus rifles aren't just relics from dusty armories. They are steel and wood survivors from a time when rifles were built to win wars, not win showroom awards. And right now, in a world full of tactical gimmicks and overbuilt knockoffs, these rifles offer something refreshingly real. In this video, I'm counting down 7 surplus rifles that don't just hold their own. They cost less than the modern rifles trying to imitate them. We're talking real military gear, real performance, and real value. If you like your rifles with a little history, a little grit, and a lot of firepower for your buck, you're in the right place. Now, if you've ever wanted the Mauser experience but didn't want to sell a kidney for it, let me introduce you to the Czech VZ24, the no-nonsense cousin who gets the job done and doesn't brag about it. Born from post-WWI Czechoslovakia, this rifle takes the legendary Mauser 98 action and gives it a local twist. It's shorter, slightly handier, and built with the kind of pride you only get from a country that forged its own military identity from the ashes of an empire. The VZ24 was exported all over the world and saw more conflicts than most peace treaties. And today, you can still find one for around $400, give or take. Now compare that to a modern Mauser M18 or even a Bergara bolt action chambered in 8mm Mauser. You're easily crossing the $900 line. And what do you get? Polymer stocks, sterile looks, and not a scratch of history. The VZ24 isn't flashy. It's not packed with rails or fancy triggers. But when you cycle that bolt and feel that smooth Mauser action lock into place, you'll know it was made for more than just punching paper at a range. It was made to survive. The VZ24 wasn't just used locally. It served in dozens of countries across 3 continents: Romania, China, Iran, even Germany during WFU repurposed captured models. It fired the powerful 7.92x57 Mauser round with authority and had an effective range of up to 500 meters. Most weighed just under 9 pounds unloaded, giving it a solid but manageable feel in the field. Throw in good surplus parts availability, dependable accuracy with proper ammo, and the sheer satisfaction of holding real-world battle steel, and you've got a rifle that's not just cheaper, it's better than the plastic imitators trying to copy its soul. This one looks like it fell off a military Jeep in the 1960s and just kept going. The Spanish FR8 might be the most underrated truck gun ever built. At first glance, it's Frankenstein. Underneath, it's a reworked Mauser 98 action, originally used for older Spanish bolt rifles. But after NATO standardization, Spain needed a 308 solution fast. Instead of starting from scratch, they retrofitted these old warhorses into something different. The FR8 chamber's 7.62x51 NATO sports a short barrel, peep sights, and even a faux gas tube that doubles as a bayonet holder. No, it doesn't make sense. Yes, it's awesome. Most examples float in the $500–650 range if you're quick. What modern bolt-action 308 offers this kind of reliability and character at the same price? Which modern rifles even come close to that price-to-performance ratio? The Ruger Scout or Remington 700 in 308. That's an $800–1,200 commitment, minimum, and you're getting something that looks like it came off a Cabela's production line. The FR8 isn't smooth, it's gritty. The bolt feels like an angry can opener, and the recoil reminds you that it's a short, lightweight 308. But it works, every time. You don't baby this rifle. You toss it in the truck, slap a bandolier on the stock, and hit the backcountry. One quirky design choice is the fake gas tube under the barrel. It's not functional, just a sheath for cleaning gear in the bayonet, mimicking the look of the Setme rifle. The rear sight is a rotating drum style, borrowed straight from the Setme as well. Despite its short length, the FR8 still kicks hard in 308, especially with military surplus ammo. It's one of those surplus rifles that doesn't try to be more than it is, and ends up delivering more than you expect. All right, I can already hear the groans, but hear me out. The Carcano M9138 may be the underdog of surplus rifles, but sometimes the underdog bites harder than you think. The Italians designed this carbine as a compact infantry rifle using the 6.5x52 Carcano cartridge. It's lightweight, short, and handles like a brush gun. And if you've got $250 to $300 burning a hole in your pocket, you can probably pick one up today. Try finding a modern centerfire rifle for that price. Spoiler alert, you won't. The M9138's claim to fame, unfortunately, is linked to the JFK assassination, which gave it an undeserved reputation as cheap and inaccurate. In truth, it's not a tack driver, but it's far from worthless. With decent surplus ammo and proper clips, it runs reliably and hits where you aim. Assuming you do your part, sure, it's got quirks. You need the on-block clips to feed it properly. The safety is a little clunky, and the sights weren't designed for precision shooting. The M9138 is just one of several Carcano variants. Long rifles, cavalry carbines with folding bayonets, and early M91s all share similar action. Its bolt isn't as refined as a Mauser's, but still locks up tight. Modern production of 6.5 by 52 by PPU has made this rifle more shootable than ever, though original clips remain essential and collectible. But it's a rugged little rifle with real battlefield history and a price that modern manufacturers can't touch. It's not glamorous, and it won't win beauty contests. But the Carcano delivers one thing most new rifles can't: a real connection to history, without a financial punch to the gut. This one doesn't need much introduction. It's a Mauser, it's German, and surprisingly, it won't eat your wallet alive, especially if you know where to look. The K98k is the iconic bolt-action rifle of World War II. Now, let's be real. Original Nazi-stamped wartime models will cost you a small fortune and come wrapped in collector drama. So what makes the post-war captures? The Russian reworks, Yugoslav rebuilds, and other arsenal refurbished models. Such a sweet spot for budget-minded shooters? That's where the magic happens. You can still grab one of these for around $450 to $600, depending on condition and markings. That's less than half the price of a new Mauser M18, which runs well over $1,000 and comes with all the soul of a toaster. Some post-war K98Ks were re-arsenalized into Yugoslav M48s or converted by Israel into 308 NATO. While not pure K98s, these variants offer similar build quality and are often found at better prices. Russian-captured examples may have mismatched parts, but their accuracy holds surprisingly well. These rifles played roles in Cold War militias and border forces well into the 1970s. These K98K rebuilds still shoot 8mm Mauser, a powerhouse cartridge with real-world punch. The action is rock solid. It was built for combat, not comfort. You'll feel every ounce of recoil, and you'll love it. It's heavy, it's overbuilt, and it cycles with a satisfying ka-chunk that feels like pulling a bolt off a tank. What you're getting isn't just a rifle. It's a Cold War survivor, battle-tested and scrubbed clean for civilian hands, and it still outclasses plenty of modern bolt guns in feel, reliability, and sheer presence. For the price, you won't find a better blend of performance and provenance. Take a rugged SKS, bolt a grenade launcher on it, and give it Balkan blood. That's the Yugoslavian M5966, and it's every bit as tough as it sounds. Built during the Cold War by Zastava, this is Yugoslavia's take on the Soviet SKS. And while it shares the same bones, semi-auto, 10-round fixed mag, 7.62 by 39, the Yugo version adds a few extra pounds and a whole lot of personality. Most notably, that chunky grenade launcher muzzle device, which makes it look like a Cold War sci-fi blaster. Price-wise, you're still looking at around $500 to $600 depending on condition. Now think about modern semi-auto 7.62 by 39 rifles, the Ruger Mini 30, the PSA KS47, or even entry-level AKs. Those start at $900 and only go up. Meanwhile, the M5966 just keeps on trucking. It's accurate enough for plinking and tough enough for real-world abuse. The sights are functional, the action is reliable, and surplus parts are still out there if you know where to look. Recoil is soft, and it eats steel case ammo like popcorn. Sure, it's heavy, it's long, and it looks like it should come with a shoulder sling made of leather and Cold War anxiety. The M5966's grenade launching system is a fascinating relic of Cold War doctrine. A flip-up sight doubles as a gas cutoff switch, allowing the user to safely launch 22mm rifle grenades. This also explains the rifle's front-heavy design, weighing nearly 9. 5 pounds unloaded, It feels more like a designated marksman rifle than a carbine in the hand. But the M5966 delivers that sweet spot between surplus charm and battlefield durability for half the price of its modern imitators. This next rifle has more mileage than your uncle's pickup and still runs smoother than some brand new guns. Yep, it's the one and only SKS. Designed in the late days of World War II by Sergei Simonov, the SKS was supposed to be the Red Army's new standard rifle. Then the AK showed up and stole the spotlight. But don't let that fool you. The SKS is no consolation prize. Whether you pick up a rugged Chinese Type 56 or a Russian original, you're getting a semi-auto workhorse that chews through 7.62 by 39 with that old-school communist charm. Prices in 2025 hover around $550 to $600 for a shooter-grade model, sometimes more for pristine examples. Meanwhile, the modern alternatives, Ruger Mini 30s, PSA KS47s, even entry-level AK platforms, all sit north of $900, and that's before you add optics, rails, or anything remotely fancy. But here's the kicker. The SKS just works. No gas tuning, no buffer springs, just a piston-driven system that keeps running in mud, snow, or cheap steel case ammo. The fixed magazine means no mag bands to worry about, and the iron sights. While basic, get the job done from 100 to 300 yards. Not all SKSs are created equal. Russian models from Tula and Izhevsk are usually better finished, while Chinese Norinco types are more common in the U.S. market. The SKS's gas piston system is elegantly simple, easy to clean, and famously reliable. These rifles saw combat in Vietnam, the Middle East, and nearly every Cold War hotspot you can name. It may not look like much next to a tricked-out AR, but it has character. Every ding on the stock, every scratch on the bolt, that's real history. And what do you actually get for the price? You're getting a Cold War icon that still punches above its weight. No list of surplus rifles, or budget rifles, or rifles that leave bruises on your shoulder would be complete without the mighty Mosin-Nagant. Born in Tsarist Russia, refined in the Soviet era, and forged in the fires of 2 world wars, the Mosin-Nagant 9130 is the very definition of cheap but deadly. For decades, it was the poster child for affordable firepower. And even in 2025, you can still find one in the $400 range if you're patient. It fires 7.622 HAG-54 mm, a cartridge older than most countries and still packing enough punch to knock down deer, steel, or anyone who dares question its relevance. Try finding a modern rifle that throws that kind of power downrange for under $800. Spoiler, you won't. The Mosin isn't elegant, it's long, it's heavy, and cycling the bolt feels like arm wrestling a Soviet mechanic. But it's durable, accurate enough for most practical needs, and oozes historical soul. And that bayonet? You could soil with it, or fend off zombies if the mood strikes. You're not buying a Mosin for refinement. You're buying it because it works. It kicks like a mule, and it tells a better story than anything hanging off a sporting goods rack. Whether you're collecting, hunting, or just making noise at the range, the 9130 delivers unmatched value with every thunderous shot. There's something satisfying about owning a rifle that's seen real use, stood the test of time, and still outperforms some modern designs, all without emptying your wallet. These surplus rifles aren't just cheaper than the knockoffs trying to imitate them. They've already done the job, proven themselves in the field, and kept ticking ever since. You're not just saving money here, you're buying into real craftsmanship, rugged history, and practical firepower that holds up in today's world. Whether you're a collector, a first-time surplus buyer, or just someone tired of plastic rifles with price tags twice their worth, this list gives you real options. If you've got a favorite Milsurp rifle that punches above its price tag, or one you think doesn't deserve the hype, drop it in the comments. I read everything and love hearing what you guys are running at the range. See you next time. And until then, keep your powder dry and your shoulder bruised.